This 17 News at Noon podcast is brought to you by Clinica Sierra Vista.
Welcome back to 17 News at Noon podcast, where we share your news on your schedule. Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us for 17 News at Noon. I'm Nicole Gitsky. We begin with a startling jump in COVID-19 cases over the weekend. Public Health reporting over 1,700 new cases along with 5 deaths. Now, it's important to note that this number encompasses all tests from this weekend, but it is clear we are heading in the wrong direction when it comes to the fight against COVID-19. Data shows Kern's third surge appears to be showing, meaning we could see a decline in cases in the coming weeks. Although that sounds like good news, hospitals are preparing to be overwhelmed through the end of this month into next. And we have reached another grim milestone in our fight against coronavirus. Over 1,500 people now in Kern County have died from the virus since the beginning of the pandemic. By our count, at least 132 people have died since vaccines became widely available. Public Health says 98% of people hospitalized with COVID in Kern are unvaccinated. Meantime, we are still waiting for Public Health to release updated information on the people who have died from COVID-19. It has been 146 days since local health officials updated the data showing information on those who have died from the virus. The information provides context to the deaths, including data on pre-existing conditions and age, among other things. Although data has been published for a vast majority of the deaths, 170 people who have died from the virus since the last update. That hasn't been updated since. The data has not been updated since Kern's third surge. Public Health says the data should be updated in the, quote, near future.
Clinica Sierra Vista is now offering rapid COVID-19 testing and COVID-19 vaccinations. Call 833-278-4584 to make your appointment. But don't delay. Clinica Sierra Vista, putting patients first.
Well, as the Delta variant continues to spread, students all around the country are returning to in-person learning, including in New York today. It comes as children under 12 still remain ineligible for vaccinations. ABC's Stephanie Gosk has more. Well, now to one of our signature issues here at TV 17, pedestrian safety. A man is dead after being struck by a semi-truck on Highway 178. California Highway Patrol says it happened just after 10:15 this morning on the 178 at Union Avenue. According to CHP, they found the man lying in the middle lane. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Currently, only one lane of the 178 eastbound is open at this time. Caltrans says drivers can expect delays and are advised to avoid the area. By our count, this is the 36th pedestrian fatality this year. And we have learned more about an 18-year-old that was killed in a crash Friday. Now, CHP says it happened around 7:15 a.m. at the intersection of Wildwood Road and Sherwood Avenue. CHP says an 18-year-old was driving northbound on Wildwood Road directly behind a tractor trailer. The driver of the trailer was traveling at a slow speed, and CHP says for unknown reasons, the 18-year-old failed to slow down, crashing into the back of the trailer. The teen was pronounced dead at the scene. CHP does not believe drugs or alcohol were factors in this crash. Well, 17 News is your local election headquarters. Tomorrow is the last day to cast your ballot in the governor recall election. As the race comes down to the wire, Republican candidate Larry Elder is coming forward with claims against Newsom's wife, calling the information, quote, a bombshell. Jennifer McGraw has the latest.
We will defeat this Republican-backed recall on Tuesday.
From the Newsom campaign to the talk show radio host Larry Elders.
He is the better candidate. He is the better man.
The campaign trail coming to an end. Candidates taking last-minute jabs and asking for Californians vote.
This man, Gavin Newsom, has been able to switch this thing from a referendum on his behavior, his governance, into a, quote, Republican takeover. As if that has anything to do with crime, as if that has anything to do with homelessness, as if that has anything to do with the outrageous cost of living.
Then this, the Elder campaign calling it a bombshell. Rose McGowan, former actress, now activist, says prior to coming forward that Harvey Weinstein allegedly raped her, that the First Lady, Newsom's wife, called her and asked her to be silent. McGowan now campaigning alongside Elder, asking for your support.
Take away the Republican word. Take away the Democrat word, okay? Who do you want to govern you?
Elder is furious, saying this and many other stories haven't been recognized by the mainstream media because he's a Republican candidate.
That's all you guys would be talking about if the allegation were made about me or my significant other.
Meanwhile, when asked, Newsom denies McGowan's claims.
Those allegations are outrageous and false and says everything you need to know about his campaign.
Rallying down to the wire in Sun Valley, Newsom, speaking to a crowd of supporters, says he's the man for the job and to vote no on Tuesday.
All you have to do is, go to your mailbox, just vote no and go. Don't even consider the other 46 choices. Larry Elder is extreme, even by extreme standards.
Now, Republicans will need a historic polling miss to win California's recall election. The last Emerson College Nexstar Media poll released this morning finds Governor Gavin Newsom peaking with 60% of votes against the recall, while 40% are voting to recall the governor. This is the first Emerson Nexstar poll that has Newsom's support over 48% and shows the lowest support for the recall since March. Since the last Emerson Nexstar poll in August, when voters were split 48 to 46% against the recall, Newsom has bolstered his support by 12 percentage points. And a reminder, the recall election ballot has two questions. Now, the first asking if Governor Newsom should be recalled. You can vote yes or no. The next question asks if Governor Newsom is recalled, who should take his place? There are dozens of candidates vying to take his spot. Remember, if Governor Newsom is recalled, the candidate who receives the most votes, even if it's minimal, will become the next governor. Now, if you're not a registered voter, you still have a chance for your vote to be counted. You can go to the elections office and fill out a conditional voter registration before polls close tomorrow night. Now to education news. Kern County College Night is happening later today. Now, the event has been moved to a virtual format due to the increase in COVID-19 case rates in our community. It's taking place from 4 to 7 p.m. Live and pre-recorded information in English and Spanish will be available on a variety of topics, including how to get financial aid and how to write a personal statement. For more information, you can call the Kern County Superintendent of Schools office at 636-4330. And teachers have been back in the classrooms for nearly a month. While teachers deal with the normal challenges that any school year brings, this year they continue to navigate the uncharted territories of teaching during a pandemic. It's a lot, and two organizations want to simply say thank you with a free dinner.
It's going to be a drive-through celebration where teachers are just going to be blessed. It's all about them. From the time that they drive under the balloon arch and they enter the Bakersfield High School parking lot, they are going to feel loved and cared for and cheered on.
CityServe and the Kern Leadership Alliance are holding the event Tuesday, September 28th. Teachers will get a to-go dinner for two, along with a bag full of classroom supplies. All teachers are welcome to attend, but you must pre-register ahead of time so they know how many of you are coming. You can do so by heading to kernleadershipalliance.org. Now to a brush fire that is still affecting drivers on the I-5. The route fire broke out Saturday evening near Castaic. It has scorched more than 460 acres and is 63% as of last check. A stretch of the freeway was closed for several hours Saturday as air tankers dropped retardant on the flames. 2 firefighters were hurt while fighting this blaze. California Highway Patrol says one lane remains closed northbound. All southbound lanes have since reopened. Authorities are asking drivers to be careful and avoid the area if possible. Meantime, containment on the French fire burning west of Lake Isabella is now up to 98% containment. More than 26,000 acres have burned since the fire broke out August 18th. Investigators believe the fire to be human-caused. Well, President Joe Biden has declared a major disaster exists in California where wildfires continue to rip through the state. The declaration comes as many residents return home to communities destroyed by the Caldor fire. In the town of Grizzly Flats, a layer of ash covers the ground where homes once stood. Firefighters are extending hands and warm hugs to those making heartbreaking discoveries. While homeowners continue to assess the damage to their properties, they're hoping to rebuild and rise from the ashes. Meantime, President Biden is heading west today. The president departed Wilmington, Delaware earlier this morning. He's first heading to Boise, Idaho, and then he will meet with federal and state wildfire officials. President Biden will also tour the fire center before moving on to California, where he will again meet with fire officials and tour the damage left behind by the massive Caldor fire. The president is expected to deliver remarks tonight on those devastating wildfires and climate change. Finally, President Biden will end his day in Long Beach at a campaign rally for Governor Gavin Newsom. One local cancer survivor is on a mission to make fighting cancer a national priority, and she's asking for the community's support. Lights of Hope is the American Cancer Society's fundraiser dedicated to honoring those who have been touched by cancer and remembering those we've lost. And this year, they're bringing hope to Kern County. The event is taking place next Saturday from 6:30 to 8 p.m. at Madland Toyota on Buck Owens Boulevard. Luminaria or Lights of Hope will be available for purchase, carrying the name of a survivor or a patient lost to cancer. Patsy Romero, a two-time breast cancer survivor and event organizer, is hoping to dedicate 50,000 Lights of Hope. Meantime, car enthusiasts from several cities and clubs will be raising money for the League of Dreams later this month. The Unity of the Community, a cruise in car show celebration, will be held on this Saturday, September 18th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the outlets at Tejon in the south parking lot near the solar panels. The event is free to attend and open to the public. To enter your vehicle in the show with a chance to take home a trophy and a gift card, register on Eventbrite. This family-friendly event also features unique car displays, food vendors, awards, raffles, and more. The 17 News at Noon podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.